Module 3, Lesson 9, titled Comparing Integers and Other Rational Numbers. The goal of this lesson, I can compare and order integers and rational numbers. As always, pause the video whenever you need to, watch the video as many times as you need to, and make sure that you take good notes throughout. Let's go to example number 1. It's going to ask us to interpret number line models, to compare numbers. Notice we have a number line here given, and they've got points on -10 and 5. We're going to give you a little story, and that will help us interpret what those points actually mean in a real-world situation. I want you to copy this story down, pause it after I read it, and then turn the video back on once you're finished writing it down. Here's the story. The Boy Scouts go on a 40-mile hike. At the halfway point, there's a check-in station for the Scouts to check in and register. Austin and Evan are Scouts. By Wednesday, Evan has 10 miles to go to check in, and Austin is 5 miles beyond the station. 0 on the number line represents the check-in station. Now, let's try to understand what the information means here. The Boy Scouts are going on a hike that is a total of 40 miles. Halfway through, there's a check-in station. That way they can help figure out which half of the course the Scouts are on if they get lost, perhaps. Now, they tell us down at the bottom that 0 represents that halfway point, that check-in station. So right here is going to be at 0, the check-in. That's the check-in station. Now, if we have a total of a 40-mile hike and 0 is halfway, we're going to go 20 miles before and 20 miles after. That tells us that at -20 is the start, and at +20 is the finish, as we work our way from left to right on this number line. Now, the points that are plotted for us represent the location of our Scouts. If Evan has 10 miles to go, that means he has not reached the check-in yet. He's at -10, so I can label his position with an E there. And Austin is 5 miles beyond the station. He has already passed the station 5 miles. So there is his location. Now, since we know that information, we can figure out other questions as well. For example, if I want to know how many total miles Evan has traveled, notice he's gone 2 intervals on our number line. Each interval is worth 5 miles. He's only gone 10 miles. If I compare that to Austin, Austin has gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intervals. 5 times 5 means he's gone 25 miles. I could also figure out how far they have to go. Austin has to go from where he's at to the finish. That's 3 intervals. 3 times 5 means Austin has to go 15 miles. If I want to know how much further along they are, I can see that further along Austin is an Evan. I can see that there's 3 intervals between them. 3 times 5 is 15 miles. If I want to say who's closest to the check-in, I would say Austin, because he's only 1 interval away from 0. Evan's 2. If I want to know who's closer to finishing, I would also say Austin because he's further to the right. He's closer to the finish line.